So one of the questions that I got from someone is they were going through a divorce. They were getting ready to list their home, but they didn't necessarily want to have everybody know that they were going through a divorce. So they asked me if they could keep the information private.
So hey Barbara, is there a way we can keep the divorce private? I know we're gonna list in the home, and I know there's a lot of times prospective buyers will ask questions, or why are we moving, or where to?
Why
and
are
stuff
you
like
selling? Yep.
Exactly. So
Yep.
is there a way we can go around to just keep it private, considering this is something with us and stuff that's no one else's business really?
Right. So the first thing that you need to understand, Josh, is divorce filings are public information. So if someone wanted to, they could look up that information on the online and be able to find it. But having said that, there's no requirement that says that we have to list your home and have to let the public know that it is a divorce situation. Sometimes there are court orders that are in place that specify that the home must be listed, and it says that court approval is required. Well, in most divorce cases, as long as the parties agree, there's no court, that has to get involved in you picking an option, listing your home, figuring out what the list price is, looking at offers, accepting offers. So like I said, as long as you and your spouse agree on things, we do not need to get the court involved. However, there are a few things that you can do to make sure that your divorce stays private. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you hire a certified divorce real estate expert like myself to help you in the sale of your residential property. And that's because we understand the process. We know what things we can do and can't do, and we can help advise you to that. The next thing you want to do is make sure, and that's what I do with my clients, is make sure that the home is set up so it doesn't look like a divorce situation. So what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes when one of the spouses has moved out and the other one is in the home, they've removed all evidence that there was another person living in the home. For example, you go into the closet in the primary bedroom and half the closet is empty and you only see one or the other spouse's clothing in there. So a lot of times when people see situations like that, they get to thinking, I wonder if this maybe is a divorce situation. So we want to make sure that we set up the home so it doesn't look like it might be part of a divorce. Sometimes people take out some of the furniture so the house doesn't look like it normally would be if it had been furnished prior to one of the parties moving out. The biggest thing, Josh, for you and your spouse is make sure that you don't post things on social media. A lot of people get upset because they hear that their friends or family members hear about their divorce, but that's because they're posting things on social media. So just make sure that you don't do that. Okay? So Josh, if you follow these tips, then typically the house can be sold, and it can be sold for top dollar, and the buyers don't need to know what your personal situation is. They don't need to know why you're moving, where you're moving to. And that's all information that I keep to myself and don't reveal that information to the buyer.
Okay.
The only thing I have to reveal is anything that could prevent the home from closing on time or prevent you from being able to follow your contractual obligations.
Okay. So would you have to, as the real estate professional representing us or me, would you have to tell the buyer's agents that this is a divorce situation, and would they then tell their clients, or is that something that you can keep confidential from them?
Yeah, like I said, as long as there's nothing, there's no conflict between you and your spouse that would prevent the transaction from closing on time, or anything else that is in the contract. For example, We talked previously about personal property. If one of you decided that you weren't gonna remove your personal property and that could impact the closing, then we might have to reveal that information. But for the most part, as long as the transaction is running smoothly, and that's my job, is to make sure that it does, then there's no reason for us to have to disclose that information.
Okay.
Okay? Well, Josh, if you or any of our viewers have any other questions about real estate in a divorce transaction, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you. I know that question came in from one of the other viewers that we had. So if you have questions about anything related to real estate in a divorce situation, send me an email, send me a text. I'm more than happy to answer your question personally. And also, I'll record another video and answer those questions, because if you have it, probably a lot of other people do as well. Now, I do release new videos every week. So if you hit that subscribe button, you'll get notified as soon as a new video gets posted. And if you felt like this information was helpful at all, if you go ahead and hit that like button, then other people will find this information as well.